have been asked to read a statement from our friends in the Communist Party of Cuba. And as was mentioned yesterday, they're not with us here today because the State Department, because of the U.S. policy on Cuba, Cuban officials can't travel to this country freely, and diplomats cannot leave a very narrow area around their facilities in Washington, D.C. or in New York or elsewhere without permission from the State Department. And, isn't that ridiculous? We accuse Cuba of, impinging on democracy, and yet we are infringing on free travel of U.S. people to go to Cuba, and we infringe on the free travel of Cubans to travel and visit to this country and meet with their friends and allies. Isn't that ridiculous? Yes. And so what's happened is that when they requested, and we aided that request for them to come to our convention, they didn't turn it down, but they just let it sit. They didn't respond at all, which is the same as basically making it impossible for them to come. So I want to read excerpts of this statement from the Cubans, and the full statement is on our website. Dear comrades, I would like to have been present with all of you in this magnificent event. But again, in our long history of the blockade, the irrational policy that tries to separate our two peoples has prevailed. On behalf of the Communist Party of Cuba and the Cuban people, we would like to convey our fraternal and solidarity greetings to the 30th National Convention of the Communist Party, and to express our deepest gratitude for giving us the possibility to try to participate in this important event. The CPUSA and our party have had a long history of working together and of real friendship. They have also shared a common history of struggles for the proletariat to build a socialist system where social justice is the priority and against imperialism. For the Communist Party of Cuba, the only alternative to the crisis of neoliberal capitalism is socialism. It guarantees full independence as an important condition to development, social justice, and solidarity. Respect to environment and the right of the peoples to choose democratically the society that each nation decides. Cuba came out of a tough economic crisis that lasted more than 10 years and now is facing the consequences of a terrible world economic crisis and the tightening of the criminal, financial, commercial, and economic blockade imposed on us by the U.S. Also in Cuba, we are fighting a very important battle. Last September marked 15 years since the U.S. government arrested the Cuban Five in Miami and began a scandalous process plagued with judicial arbitrariness and abuses. Under the maxim, 15 years is enough, the International Meeting of Solidarity, quote, 5 days for the five, has just concluded in Washington, D.C., and I know some folks here in the room were there, with a commitment to intensify actions to secure the liberation of the Cuban anti-terrorist fighters. In that sense, we appreciate very much all the intensive work that the CPUSA has done and the important resolution proposed for approval at the convention. In the spirit of friendship and solidarity that characterize the relation between our two parties, we wish you big success in your thoughtful deliberations, and we congratulate you for your tireless fight amongst the progressive movement in the U.S. Long live fraternal relations between the peoples of Cuba and the U.S. Long live socialism. Thank you very much. Alberto Prieto Sanchez, Coordinator of the North and Central America Division of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of Cuba.